Hello everybody, this is Jim Hickey coming at you from websitepresence.org. I'm releasing a set of videos that are coincident with an ebook I am also releasing called Keyword Research Demystified, the second edition. The reason why it's a second edition is the first edition is actually something that exists out on the PLR market that I have taken and upgraded substantially. I believe it's upgraded into uh, basically what I would consider a more complete keyword primer on keyword research and those sorts of things. So this introductory video is meant to give you kind of a background, a little bit of the background and an introduction to what's coming with the rest of the videos and an overview of what's in the ebook itself. Okay. So what will be covered actually as we work through the rest of the videos and in the ebook? Well, the first part has to do with the basics of keyword research, keywords, what they're all about, kind of the whys and whats of keywords, and the information you really need to know leading into keyword research. In part two, there'll be what I refer to as the preliminary keyword evaluation, and that will include things such as looking at the search volume for different keywords in their different configurations, different match types, and also the basics of doing a phrase in all title searches in order to kind of begin this whole process and even conducting at that stage some of the early competition analysis. Part 3 has to do specifically with more detailed competition in something referred to as OCI, or the Online Commercial Index, where we'll be looking at, again, the top sites, what their competition numbers are like, things like backlinks, paid page rank, on-page factors, and also introduce you into something called the Online Commercial Intent Tool that's offered by Microsoft Labs. Then there'll be part 4, which I refer to as the dark side of the moon, a little Pink Floyd reference there. And that will actually have to do with, or actually give you an introduction to some of my early days and trying to get noticed online and get my content out there and recognized by people and start to generate traffic, both from the search engines and other places. And basically building without knowing what the heck I was doing or a plan. And then the fifth part of this whole series has to do with the dawning of the day, and that is actually where things started to come together. Where, as I mentioned, they are bringing good things to light. Okay, so in parts 4 and 5 are really going to be videos that carry on and kind of build on the ebook itself. Okay. So the long and winding road, where did this all start? Well, for me, basically, I came online wondering what it was going to take to get noticed online for a variety of reasons. And as I did that, I started to learn some things about keywords. And if I went to Google, for instance, or one of the search engines, that I typed in a word and I saw how many pages that were there, I kind of used that as my first indication of, wow, I could get traffic from that. But of course, the first thing you learn is, well, that doesn't really work that well, so you get kind of depressed, and so you keep plugging away, and then you start to really think and reflect. Well, what's this going to take? What's it going to take to be successful with this? And so, basically I started to learn. I started to go out and do some research and just not hit things haphazardly, but try to look for specific ways of understanding what keywords are all about, how to do research relative to things like search volume and what the competition was really like and so forth. And once that started to come together and I started to learn more and more, well, I started to put those things to work. And through all of this, though, the one thing that I basically come to a conclusion that it's all great knowledge. The more I learn, the more I know, and the better I get at doing things. But just like anything in this game, and when you're doing online marketing, it's a business. I mean, you're trying to build a business, and it takes time. Okay. But one other thing that also comes to light real quickly, it's not all about the search engines, because sometimes when people mention keywords and they think of backlinks and links and all that stuff, they instantly think of the search engines. It's all about Google. People don't obsess about Google, because guess what? I mean, yes, it's all about search, but search boxes are everywhere, okay? Think about this for a minute. If you go to ezine articles, okay, and if you're not going to post something, but you're going to look for some information, what do? You go to the little search box up top. You type in your keywords, and then Easy an Article delivers the articles that are associated with that. Well, that's the same thing that happens when you go to Web 2.0 sites like Hub Pages, the video sites like YouTube, forums and membership sites, even blogs, maybe your blog if you got a lot of content on it when you come to it, or other static websites. And there's many more instances of this. It's all about search, not necessarily about the search engines. Okay. So again, there's this whole concept of keywords and links working together, and that they means SEO, and I need to understand what all this stuff is. And yeah, in some respects it helps, and I'll give you a couple of instances where it might, and actually some of my basic philosophies about how I approach some of this stuff later. But it's really more than that, because yeah, okay, backlinks, keywords, all that relate to search engines and all that sort of thing, and they're necessary for that. Yeah, that's cool. But one thing you have to keep in mind, okay, backlinks also, or those links that we put into our resource boxes and the article directories, or the links we scatter through our hub pages or squiggle lenses. Okay, yeah, they may have something to do with SEO, but the other thing it does, when somebody lands on that page, possibly from doing a search within those entities themselves, and they see they're reading through your content and they see a linked keyword. Okay, they know that, first of all, what the relevance to what they're looking for is, and if it is relevant, then they'll click on that to go somewhere else for hopefully more information. Now, why do I show this little doll of this funny looking thing called E.T. the extraterrestrial? And you'll notice at his feet those little things that look like M&Ms, but they're really not. They're Reese's Pieces. And if anybody saw that movie or thinks back to that movie, how did Elliot get E.T. to come to him? He left a string of Reese's Pieces to lead back. Those were his breadcrumbs, if you will. Those are the click-throughs that people use to find us. So in reality, okay, these things, keywords, links, not just SEO, they perform a much larger function, and we have to keep that in mind. But they actually perform both. I mean, you don't usually go out, I mean, your intent may be just to get a click-through, but that may also have some search engine bonus for you as well. And if you understand keywords and how to use keywords and how to structure your site relative to those, why not get as much bang for your keyword buck as you possibly can? Because it's all about the keywords and the links all coming together to get traffic to your site, because that is what is going to lead you to being successful. Okay, so the bottom line, what's coming? All right, well, keywords are the connection to people's searches on the internet. I hope that's already evident, and they really are. I mean, when people go to look for stuff online, unless they know exactly where it is that they're going to look for it, they're going to type in a keyword. I mean, if you go to Amazon, if you're not exactly sure what you want, what do you do? The first thing you do is you enter your keyword in the top, and Amazon then delivers you the possible products that might match to that. Okay. So if we are successful at using keywords, and usually those things are associated with things like links, so we get click-throughs back to us, or SEO benefit, whatever the case may be, that basically relates to successful connections with people, which is really what we want, because it's the people who are going to hopefully be drawn in by our marketing and ultimately like us and what we have to say, and possibly our recommendations to do what we want them to do, either take an action or buy something or whatever the case may be. So looking forward, the next video will actually be the first formal video that will deal with things in the ebook, Keyword Research Demystified, the second edition. And that will be the basics of keywords, the what's and why's and so forth and so on. And then we'll follow on from there. So I'll be talking to you again soon. Have a great day.